Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the new chapter in class 8, that is chapter number 19, pollution of air. So let us come on to the today's topic. Now, this pollution term is known to us from the lower classes. So first of all, let us define what is a pollution. Pollution is the process of making land, water, air, or any other parts of the environment dirty or not safe or suitable to use by introduction of contaminants called pollutants. Okay, so what happens if you are going to introduce pollutant in either land, water, air, or any part of the environment and make it unsuitable for use? That is known as your pollution. Okay, so it is basically derived from the Latin word plotinum, which means to make dirty. So basically we are talking about introduction of foreign substance in nature to make the nature unsuitable for use. Okay, so then what are called then pollutants? So let us define what is a pollutants. The components which are present in atmosphere in higher amount or concentration than its natural abundance and causing harmful effects, they are known as pollutants. Okay, so pollutants are those substances which may or may not be present in nature. Okay, if their amount is higher than their natural amount, okay, then those substances can also be considered as pollutants. For example, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. These are the gases which are also found in the nature, but if their amount is more than the natural amount, then they will be considered as a pollutant. Okay. Now, basically, there are four types of pollutions. Okay, but in higher classes you will know more about this other variety. But here there are only four types of pollutions. The first is your air pollution. The second is your water pollution. The third is your soil pollution, and the fourth one is your noise pollution. Okay, but in this class we will keep our pollution up to only air pollution. That is your first type. Okay, so let us come on to the air pollution. Now, before going on to the air pollution, let us know what is the approximate composition of air. So as we know that air consists of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and other gases like carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, methane, argon, water vapor. All these gases, when they will combine together, they will be nearly equal to 1%. So all together they will be 100%. So as you can see, the air is a mixture of several gases. If the composition or the amount of any of these gases, either carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, methane, argon, water vapor, any of these amount increases, then then the air is said to be polluted. Okay, so if you are going to increase any of this amount of gases, then the air is said to be polluted. So let us see first define what is air pollution. When air is contaminated by unwanted substance or foreign substance which are harmful, which have harmful effect on both living and non-living things, it is called air pollution. Now I have taken two diagram where you will see that here the air is polluted by the factories and here the air is polluted by the volcanic eruption. The factories are releasing gases, okay, in the form of dust and particulates. Here also you will see the volcanic eruption produces a lot of harmful gases and along with dust particle. Okay, so now let us see what are called air pollutants. The unwanted substance which contaminates or pollutes the air are called air pollutants. For example, gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, they are considered to be a air pollutants. Okay. Now, what are the causes of then air pollution? So basically, the air pollution is caused by various means, but there are very few causes which are responsible for its major contribution. So among these, the first one is excessive burning of fossil fuels like coal, kerosene, petrol, diesel. Now, why there is excessive burning? Because we know that our population is increasing day by day at a very rapid rate. So, in order to support that population, we have to burn a large amount of fossil fuels like coal, petrol, diesel, and kerosene. Okay, so that is the one of the reason. Second, the smoke emitted from factories and vehicles. So, since the population is more, so we need more consumable items. So in order to produce more consumable items, more factory will be established. More factory means more smoke will be produced. Okay, because most of them you will find that the major source of your energy is your still fossil fuels. Now certain substances like chlorofluorocarbon used in colic device, they can be also considered as pollutants. Okay, so what happens, sometimes they will release into the atmosphere and they will pollute our atmosphere. Okay, so there are also natural means like forest fires or volcanic eruption can lead to release of excess amount of smoke and dust in the atmosphere. So these are the two natural means by which the pollution is caused in the atmosphere. Okay, so other is use of insecticides, fertilizers, pesticides leads to release of chemicals in the air. Okay, if you are going to use this insecticide, fertilizer, pesticides, irrespective of the amount, because most of our farmers are not well educated, so they will use more amount of this insecticide, fertilizer, pesticides, and this leads to more pollution of our atmosphere. Okay, especially air. Now mining also result in large amount of dust and chemicals in the air, especially if you are talking about coal mining. Okay, and other kind of mining, you will find that large amount of dust and chemical is released into the atmosphere, ultimately leading to pollution. Okay, so let us see one of the very common pollutant, and that is your carbon monoxide. So it is a major source of air pollution. It is formed by incomplete combustion of fuels like petrol in limited amount of oxygen. So what, basically carbon dioxide is a colorless and odorless gas, means it is without smell. Now let us see what are the harmful effects of carbon monoxide. Okay, the first harmful effect is a high concentration of carbon monoxide in air retards the growth of plants due to early leaf shedding or fall. Okay, so what happens, you will find that some of the trees, they will shed their leaves in certain season, but under the influence of carbon monoxide, the leaf shedding will occur before, and this leads to grow the retard in growth of that particular plants. Okay, that plant growth will be retarded because of the early shedding of the leaves. The second is carbon monoxide when inhaled pass through the lungs into the blood. Okay, where it combines with hemoglobin to form a complex called carboxyhemoglobin. Okay, this complex decreases blood's oxygen carrying capacity. Okay, hence it leads to suffocation, ultimately death, due to a condition that is known as carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay, so what happen, if you are going to burn the fossil fuel in a very confined space, especially the people who are burning the fossil fuel inside a closed room, you will find that instead of heat, more carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide will produce. But if the amount of oxygen will be less, then more carbon monoxide as compared to carbon dioxide will be produced. Ultimately what happen, the people who are inhaling that gases, they will form dizziness or many other symptoms. Ultimately he will start dying slowly. Okay, why? Because our body need oxygen for our normal respiration, and since the oxygen is replaced by carbon monoxide, so ultimately we will feel suffocation, and it lead to a death, that is known as condition is known as carbon monoxide poisoning. Okay, so it's a very very dangerous phenomena. So it is being advised that don't burn fossil fuel in a closed room, especially this is found in rural areas. So nowadays it has been discouraged that don't ever burn fossil fuel in a closed room. Okay, so here are some questions based on the topics which we read today. That is your what is meant by air pollution, name the pollutants which are added from natural sources and two from the vehicles, name two causes of air pollution, how carboxyhemoglobin is formed. Okay, so please go through these questions and write the answers of this question in your homework notebook. Thank you.